Meditation is a process, not of increasing knowledge, but increasing the size of the container.
There's a desire to know something or to learn something about yourself, that there is no other way to learn it.
Meditation is just one of those things that, it's tapping into, for lack of a better term, the power of the universe. Whatever it is you imagine that power to be. The universe exists around us. We're part of it. And meditation is a way to access that.
Basically, what you're doing is you're learning to focus on one thing at the moment, exclusive of everything else, so that you learn to focus, you focus inward, and basically what you're doing is visiting your inner self. What you find there is the difference in each individual. Where you go, for some people it brings them into a place of deep peace. For other people it energizes them.
I'm a born skeptic, a trial lawyer. I don't take baloney very well. I don't suffer fools lightly, even though I'm often quite foolish. But I think meditation really has something for even the most practical, skeptical people in the world, like myself. In fact, I think the trial bar would be much better off if we all meditated. I really do. I know we would. In fact, it might be a good idea to meditate in the courtroom and calm things down.
We're all connected, and we're all connected, and it's about the we instead of the me aspects of it. Like me and you are one, and that allows me to look at life in a totally different perspective, more of compassion and respect for my fellow brother.
I do believe that it's a quest to try to make yourself a better person. I mean, I find that that's kind of the bottom line for everyone who is able to or desires to continue with meditation, is this desire to make yourself a better person. Whether it's mental healing, emotional healing, physical healing, but I think it's often tied up into a healing context. It is for me.
They can actually show a meditating mind versus a mind that is not meditating. A meditating mind simply shuts down, and during that period of full rest, it recuperates and rebuilds itself, so that when we come out of meditation, we feel refreshed and we're more ready for the world and all that it brings to each and all of us.
We get pulled in so many directions in our lives, and it's sometimes hard to know which is the right path for us, because there are competing forces around us. Everybody wants us to take care of them. Everybody wants us to do whatever they have in their minds. But to be able to sit and think, this is where I'm going to put my energy because that's me. That really resonates with me. That's who I am. The other things are secondary, but this one right here, this is what I'm going to do. That comes because you have taken the time to sit silently and find that voice inside you.
The idea of like when you're going to fall asleep and they tell you to count sheep. In meditation, the fact that you took the time to count sheep, you've deviated. You're no longer focusing on one thing. Now you've taken your mind away from the focus on your breath, the focus on your meditation. Now you're focusing on sheep jumping over a fence or something else. So you've diluted the whole purpose.
The meditation process itself is a process from going from the outer to the inner. Our entire life we're focused outward. Our job, our friends, our livelihood, it's all an outward focus.
You're taking what I call a journey to the wonderful world within. And you interpret what you see there and what you feel there. It's not a matter of controlling it and guiding it to where it wants to go. It kind of takes you to where you need to go.
When we focus outward, we all know that it takes effort and it's tiring. The meditation process simply is reversing that outer focus to an inward focus.
When you're consciously thinking of something and then you come back to your breath, that changeover is where the growth begins to take place. What happens is that the time that your mind is focused on your breath increases after a time of meditation. The time that your mind wanders and you are just flitting around, that decreases, so that over time the balance changes completely, so that there'll be times that you'll meditate and another thought won't come into your mind.
When we change that energy from the outward to the inward for a split second, just that 1,000th of a second, it begins to slow the mind down. And through repetition, the mind becomes quiet. And it really doesn't take that long. For 1 minute a day or for 10 minutes a day, we're not worried about the world and its outward energies. We're focusing inward to repair our true self, our heart, our soul, our physical being on every level.
Where the growth takes place is in that changeover from the conscious to the unconscious.
It does have a mildly euphoric effect, and in the same way that any pleasurable experience is self-reinforcing and leads you to want to come back and repeat it, I think that's true of meditation.
I get a calm, I get a peacefulness, I get a focus.
I've heard people say that it's almost addictive. It becomes so peaceful and so calm that once you get there and the first time you hit it, most people say, this is what I've been looking for. Why did it take me so long to find this place? And once they found that place within themselves, they can go there anytime.
Meditation, at its very basic for me, is a desire to, it's almost the serenity prayer, to accept the things which I cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference of what I can and cannot change. And it's that fact that gives me angst, that I see a world which should change because I would like to make it a better place. But I myself cannot change those things, and I need to know where I can be helpful and where I can't be.
For me, I had to come to the understanding of the reason why I became so dependent to alcohol and other drugs in the first place, and meditation was a great avenue to look within and understand the reasons why, that allowed that to happen, whether it was insecurity, poor self-esteem, fear, and it allowed me to see that for what it was and accept my experience for what it was and to really let it go and to understand that it's okay. It's okay, instead of putting so much judgment, within the ego, with ego-based perspective, so much judgment of the things I did, the things I said, or my experiences in life.
There's no reason to judge ourselves. We have no reason to do that. It keeps us from moving along in our lives. It keeps us from enjoying the moment, from being mindful. It keeps us from mindfulness.
The first step is to get beyond mind. And once we get beyond mind, we start to make decisions with our heart. Aha! Now, this is the transformation that's happening today. This is a direct result of the meditation process, where people are people and treat others as well as respect ourselves. It's a whole new human that's being created through these various spiritual processes.
When I was younger, I was judgmental, and perhaps I continue to be judgmental and, hard on people, this kind of thing. And I don't want to be that way. I want to accept people, places, and things at their level at which they're coming to me. And so I need to, instead of giving my information out to you as who I am and what I am, I would like to stop me and accept you and to really look at you and pay attention to you. So and that's the other thing, is paying attention to what is out there without bringing my own personality, needs, wants, desires into it.
Meditation is becoming more popular because of the stress levels, which are everywhere. There's just no avoiding it. And meditation is just a rest, a break from that level of stress. According to the old books or the old teachings, it's referred to as the fourth level of consciousness, which is beyond awake, asleep, or dream state. Now, the fourth level has no problems. You can't bring problems there.
The relationship between dream and meditation: dream, your body is asleep. Meditation, your body is awake.
We know that our dream life is very important as a way of tapping into our unconscious self. Meditation enables us to do the same thing when we're relatively conscious, which is kind of a neat thing. It's not like, you have to be sleeping and dreaming to tap into this part of yourself.
Every time you take a breath, you're breathing in all kinds of energy that's around you. Meditation gives you the chance to breathe in without all that encumbrance, without all the cacophony that goes around.
So meditation brings us beyond the vicious cycle of life to a peaceful, quiet place where we can then look at our other life and hopefully change things.
The sound of the car horns, the sounds of everyday life. We learn not to block them out, but we don't hear them anymore.
The whole idea of meditation is to get beyond the active mind. Actually, to put it another way, we need to step out of the way. We're interfering with our system and its ability to carry on its necessary functions. If we can just take our mind and set it aside, the body knows what to do. And it will heal itself through this quiet times, through this process. Look within, know thyself. Christ, Buddha, and all the other great teachers, great spiritual teachers, all delivered this same message.
Meditation is at the root of all of them. It's just like a little current that's underneath there, And our lives are so busy that we miss it.
Historically, people who want to teach meditation just bring the historical context out of, the Jewish tradition, for instance, say, well, the rabbis of, the 8th century would meditate this way, and you can too. And so I think it's perhaps an effort to popularize meditation, but whatever gets one, to the gate, I'm for.
Meditation is really something that anybody who's a Christian, a Muslim, a Jew, an atheist, or whatever in their daily life or their weekly life should not fear that this is in any way incompatible or inconsistent with their other religious practice. I go to a Christian church, and I have for many years. There's nothing inconsistent or incompatible or at odds with any other religious practice.
It's a calmness that carries into the different parts of my life. Now, I've been a member of a church for 40 years, and I'm a deacon. I'm the chair of the deacons, but this is not a religious, it's a spiritual, to me, it's a spiritual experience because I'm dealing with a spirit in me, that thing that's bigger than me. I'm dealing with that, but it's not, I don't have to, there's no creed, there's no anything that's religious.
There's no doctrine. There's nobody here telling you what to believe. It's really a method, a process, more than it is an ideology.
Everybody's on a different wavelength. Everybody's moving in another direction that's right for them in their culture.
You are, by going inward, actually going outward and seeing the connection, feeling the connection with the whole universe. In that sense, it's something like Buddhist, kind of like the Buddhist idea of, we're all interconnected, and if I, blow on a butterfly here, it may affect another butterfly around the rest of the world.
To drop the religious trappings, I think, would make it much more available to people. It doesn't need to have that, because that's not what it is. It doesn't have anything to do with God. It has to do with us.
Mostly, I think we become more tolerant because we're not thinking with ego, but the heart. I mean, we have feelings for everyone. So that when we have feelings and those feelings are not dominated by I'm bigger than you or I'm stronger than you, then things get resolved more quickly and more truly.
Meditation is hard. We don't live in a society where sitting still is really, it's not a good thing to do, sit still. We're supposed to get out and, do something.
Whenever we try to play someone else, we are not feeling comfortable within ourselves. So meditation is the process of shedding all these faces and putting our true self forward and letting our true self shine as only it can do. When we become ourselves, we make decisions spontaneously, and the decisions are correct decisions. Meditation improves your everyday life. It improves every minute of living, whether we're at work or at play or even at sleep.
Some of the things that meditation can help you with are emotional distress, physical distress, psychological, which is the other half of emotional.
I was a trial lawyer, and so I was used to going to court and arguing with people all the time and talking all the time for a living. And meditation was a way of learning to shut up and listen to my inner self rather than focusing so much on the outside.
I started meditation actually while I was incarcerated and in prison. That's how I learned about meditation. I was actually in a drug treatment program in prison. Now, I'm sure you can imagine doing yoga and meditation behind bars, with the different inmates and different attitudes and energies and personalities. But I gave it a try, and it gave me a sense of peace and serenity and connectiveness. And it allowed me to connect with my higher power. It began my spiritual journey while I was incarcerated.
Some of the reasons why people meditate is for stress reduction, for high blood pressure. There's physical reasons, there's spiritual reasons. Some are in search of their higher power. Others have physical ailments.
It's helped reduce the amount of stress I feel when I'm in those work situations where normally I would feel stressed because of the amount of work or the pace of work or timelines or deadlines.
We live so much of our lives in the external. We have our jobs, we have our families, we're moving. There's stress, there's the television, there's ads, everything, the newspapers, bad things happening all the time in the world. So this gives me a chance to just pull in and get rid of all that, just forget that, and just try to find that river inside me and float on the river for a little while.
It's more about finding yourself and finding some place within you that you can live in a little bit more easily.
The best words I could describe it is joy and love and happiness, and it's an awesome feeling I get. And each experience I come in is different, but usually when I get to that particular state, it's an awesome feeling for me. And once I walk out, I feel more focused, able to concentrate. I'm more mindful of things going on. I can concentrate better, and usually I can sleep better at night as well too.
The sound of the breath, that simple tool that we carry within, when we breathe, that vibration, that element of sound actually enlivens the brain cells that are not in use. We become more awake. We become more alert. Now, I ask you, do you think that would be helpful in business when you have so much competition, so many issues? Will that be helpful in life? It's helpful everywhere.
I have what they call monkey mind. We all do. It's a Buddhist term, and I would like to see more clearly and to understand more clearly. And instead of letting my mind go from this to this to this, in meditation I have learned to tame my mind.
If you want it to help you clear your mind, it's a great thing for that. If you want it to help you get more focus, wonderful. If you want it just to help you calm down, that's what it'll do. If you want to be more outgoing, it could probably do that.
I set my entire schedule of my life, now that I'm retired, around this meditation. Everything else comes second. If someone told me that I could not do this anymore, I'm going to do it.
The mind controls the body. And really, if we want to improve our whole self and advance our own self into this fast pace of humanity, then meditation is the answer.
Everyone has their own trajectory, and they need to just follow it and listen to what that is. Be brave and do what is right for them.
All meditation is based on being attentive on a spot, either within the body or without. But everyone being of different characteristics, some meditations are more comfortable than others. So it remains to each individual to find the process, the technique that he's comfortable with and that works for him or her.
What meditation did for me is it calmed my life down. I used to be stressed from the time I woke up till the time I went to bed. It was go, 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 push, 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 push. Never happy, just always just caught in the rat race all day, every day.
It's helped me in so many different ways that they're very subtle, so it's hard to think about them and express them with a lot of clarity. But I know I feel that there's been a benefit, and that's probably as important as anything else.
I think it varies with each individual, the change and how immediate it is and how much progression there is and that sort of thing. I just keep thinking that I'm on the path. And every time I come, I feel a little bit different about it. You know, a little bit more connected to my inner self.
The changes that we see from the people that come to meditate can be instantaneous. Unlike systems where there's belief involved, this is a mechanical process. And it's known if you do this, the results are this.
As I became more comfortable with it, I started noticing huge changes. Things that used to drive me absolutely crazy didn't matter anymore. They just rolled off my back. I didn't get upset at the little things that I used to. My blood pressure dropped dramatically.
The bottom line is it gives you whatever it is you need to get out of it.
It's a discipline. It's not something that you just do and all the benefits just come. It's a discipline that you work at it. It's the most calm, pleasing, peaceful work you'll ever do in your whole life.
It's connected with my higher power, and I'm connecting with self, you know. So that time is well spent.
Do this a few minutes a day, and we are transformed. We still have the world to deal with, but we're a little bit stronger. Our vision is a little bit more clear. And this is why people from all over the world join and meditate in various ways.
We live in a culture where everybody's running around trying to make money, acquire, have. And this is really about being, pure being, just getting in touch with something that has no immediate practical purpose, but over time you realize it means a lot more than making money and having lots of fancy stuff. So it really helps you to throw off some of those shackles.
Meditation makes us realize what's important. We all have goals in life, and sometimes the goals are out of balance. I mean, a person might think so much of his business or of livelihood that money becomes the predominant thought. And then one day realizing that without health, nothing else is important. So we begin to realize what's important as we go through this process. And balance is a key word.
The first thing you do when you're born is take a breath. The last thing you do when you pass is to exhale. Everything else happens in between. If we can calm down that space in between, we can change our lives exponentially.
The world needs something. We're just traveling in so many directions at once that we have no direction. And we're just trying to focus our own life. And through focusing our own life, the whole society can become focused.
We all know that we're here for a common reason, and that's to improve not only the quality of our own lives, but hopefully at some point the quality of life in general. And yeah, we do want to spread the word because it is a positive thing.
All humans are going through the same events. I mean, there's family life, there's security, there's war, there's life, there's death. All the same. So why do we argue? Meditation is just a way to bring people together and work in unity to solve these problems that have plagued humankind for centuries.
I can imagine nothing bad about meditating. You're not hurting anybody. You're opening your heart to the world. What's not to like about that?